Well, it is about 6:15 and I'm heading over to the Bright Angel Trailhead. Going to head down the Bright Angel Trail again. I previously started about 10 minutes ago, but got partway down and realized that I'd forgotten my hiking sticks because I changed my routine. Normally I start with them strapped to my backpack, but I thought I would just carry them or use them from the beginning today, and then they were lying on the floor in the hotel room. Anyway, I've got them now and I'm headed down the trail. So I'm just barely started down the Bright Angel Trail here, and I don't think I ever noticed that little window over there, or I don't remember noticing it, even though I've now walked past this this is my 6th time walking past this in the past 6 months. Anyway, this tunnel here is man-made, but I assume that one is natural. There's another tunnel up ahead that's apparently completely natural. Not this one, though. Right now, I think it's about 25 minutes until sunrise. The camera makes it look much lighter than it really is. Actually, that's pretty close to the dimness here. But anyway, it adjusts the exposure. But it's really pretty right now as the pre-dawn, the dawn light is curving around here and making for some beautiful, beautiful illumination of the stones. If I focus down into the canyon, then the camera exposure adjusts and we can see more detail. I'm a few minutes farther down the trail. It's about 20 minutes till sunrise now, and looking a little bit lighter. Still really pretty though. Here's the other tunnel that I mentioned earlier. Apparently this one is natural, although I wonder if it may have been widened a bit. It looks like it. Anyway, it's a nice tunnel, and the view here, it's still not sunrise yet, but it's getting lighter and lighter. The rocks, it's really pretty, the sun rising, hitting the sun hitting the tops there. So I am down at the Havasupai Gardens again. I didn't take a lot of video on the descent because I met some really interesting people and was talking with them. But I've decided that I am headed back out the Tonto Trail. I'm gonna walk that again because it was so pretty. I want to see it again. And I think I'll go back up the Kaibab Trail, even though it's supposed to be the most difficult trail, one of the most difficult trails around here. But I've got plenty of water and plenty of time, so I think I can make it. It's been really nice coming down the Bright Angel Trail. It started before sunrise and saw the sun coming up. Really pretty. Saw lots of, well, I think I filmed them, saw some deer and bighorn sheep. Now headed out to the semi-desert of the Tonto Trail. Back on the Tonto Trail now, and it's amazing. It's at least as pretty as yesterday, and I'm facing in the opposite direction, so I'm noticing different things. Really pretty. It's pretty neat down beneath these walls, and then looking across to the north rim of the canyon on the other side. Amazing, amazing views. It's amazing to see the depth of these side canyons. Those would be significant canyons on their own. I'm right below these canyon walls, and if I don't look up, I don't even notice them. It's amazing. They're so high. Here's a view down into that canyon I was just looking at from the side. And up there is the rim of the Grand Canyon. And these walls are beneath the rim. It looks kind of like the trail crosses a dam there, which I don't even remember noticing yesterday, so I'm glad I came back to see more. And this clearly, beneath that dam, there must be a waterfall here during the winter. You can see how the rocks are worn, where the water cascades down, all that lighter rock. Apparently that is the whiteness, that's the color, the actual color of the limestone. The red is just staining from other thinner layers of red rock that have stained the white rock. At least that's what a geologist I met yesterday said. It's amazing how beautiful this is. It's funny, yesterday I remember it being really beautiful, but I don't remember any of these particular scenes. So I think, I don't know, maybe it's different light, or maybe there was too much to take in. You can see the trail goes along the base of that cliff right there. And I really don't remember walking along the base of a cliff yesterday. But who knows? I must have done it because I came on this trail. Now I'm down at the base of that cliff in the shade here, so the camera does a bit better job capturing the colors. And here's where the trail goes along that cliff. Well, I can't see it behind that bush. Anyway, it does go along the cliff. And you can see that here, there must be a lot of water flowing here in the, I assume it would be winter. And to make this sort of a wash here. Here's where the trail goes along the base of this cliff. So I guess this is that thing that I called a dam that I saw from over, from earlier. So this is probably why I didn't notice it, because it's clearly not a dam, it's just a natural rock ledge. It's pretty neat. I would love to see it here when there's water flowing down. And I wonder if maybe the rainy season is the monsoon season in the summer. Maybe that's when there's a lot of water flowing down here. And there's where I've come from here. I just met those hikers on the trail. Here's more of this amazing green soil. I hope it shows up green on the camera. Anyway, it's quite striking how green this is. Now I'm approaching what was the second oasis yesterday, but it's the first, will be my first one today. And the other one is not there, but farther around. Up on top of there is that skeleton point somewhere. Not quite sure how close to the edge or which edge it is, but I certainly was able to look down on the Tonto Trail from there, so I'm going to stop there today on my way up and see if I can figure out what part of the Tonto Trail I'm looking down on. This is the spot where I stopped yesterday to rest for a bit and refill my water bottle. Today I'm going to go a little bit farther, maybe stop at the next wet area. Found a nice shady spot to stop for a rest. I didn't stop at the second marshy area because another group of hikers were already there and I didn't feel like interrupting their group. Yesterday and today I've been hiking with my gaiters on, and they've done pretty well. I definitely didn't get any rocks in my shoes yesterday or today so far, and less dust, although dust does still come through the holes in the shoes, but definitely less dusty than if I don't use the gaiters. The reason I didn't use the gaiters throughout the summer is that they do make it hotter. My ankles are noticeably more sweaty being covered by a layer of gaiter. I'm going to put some of my salt, my rehydration electrolyte mixture here. This is a mixture of salt, baking soda, and light salt, which is potassium chloride, in a urine sample cup, unused though. There was no urine in there. I am continuing along the Tonto Trail here. It's been about 4 hours and 20 minutes since I started, and it feels pretty nice. Well, I finished the Tonto Trail and had rest in the rest house there. Now I am heading up the Kaibab Trail. I don't know, it's 4.5 miles, I think. I came down it yesterday, so should be somewhat familiar with it. And it's, I think, maybe 2,800 feet of elevation gain, something like that. So probably 3 hours to get up it, I imagine. So it's been about half an hour since I started up Kaibab Trail, and I have gained about 500 feet in elevation, and I'm just at the beginning of all those switchbacks that will lead up to Skeleton Point. And I did discover that, or I kind of thought through and realized that from where I started at the bottom of the Kaibab Trail, or rather the intersection with the Tonto Trail, I think I have 3,200 feet of elevation to gain before I get up to the rim, and that's because the Kaibab Trailhead, which will be the end of my hike today, is, I don't know, I think it's 7,200 feet or 7,300 feet or something like that in elevation, whereas the South Kaibab, no, the Bright Angel Trail is, it starts at a much lower elevation. So I have a much higher net elevation gain today hiking this trail, this loop in the reverse direction compared to yesterday. I was going downhill. Yeah, well, obviously because I started higher yesterday, ended lower. Today I started lower, I'm ending higher. So more elevation to do today. It's been another half hour. I'm almost to the top of those switchbacks, at least the main set of switchbacks below Skeleton Point. And let's see, I forgot to check on my watch how many. It's been. Actually, I have to check on a different screen on my watch to see how many feet I have gained since I started up the Kaibab Trail, but I think it's more than 1,000 feet by now, maybe 1,200. It's going pretty well, but I've still got a ways to go. All right, after about a 10-minute break there, my heart rate has dropped down to 110, so I think I'm ready to start up the trail again. And I did check my watch. The altimeter says I've gained 1,000 feet since from the intersection of the Tonto Trail and this South Kaibab Trail. So 1,000 feet up here, probably another 2,000, maybe 2,200 feet to go. Beautiful green rocks or green soil over there on the north side of the canyon, and there I'm looking down. Yeah, that little scratch down there is definitely the Tonto Trail right there. It is beautiful. Well, it's only been about 10 minutes up the trail from where I took a 10-minute break, and I'm now up at Skeleton Point, so I can look down onto the Tonto Trail there, the white line through the green hills there. And now that I'm back up here, I do remember this view, and it's not looking down on the part of Tonto Trail that I was thinking it was. Now I'm leaving Skeleton Point here, and I keep forgetting to mention in the video, yesterday's video, where I pointed out a rock with some interesting little pieces of crust on it, and I said that was an igneous rock. It definitely was not. That was most likely a piece of limestone, a sedimentary rock, just with different layers of crust formed while those layers of sediment were being formed beneath the body of water. So it was not igneous volcanic rock, it was sedimentary. This is a nice level section of trail above Skeleton Point, and it's even though there is no shade here, it's still quite comfortable. It's not hot at all. The temperature is, I think it's probably around 65 degrees, and there's a good breeze, so that keeps it nice and cool even in the sun. I had been planning to do this hike, last night I had decided that I would wait and do this hike, the reverse hike of what I did yesterday. I thought I would wait and do it tomorrow, but then when I looked at the weather forecast this morning, it was going to be much cooler today than tomorrow, so I thought I would just go ahead and do it today while it's cool, and then tomorrow, who knows, I'll do something I haven't done here, so I might do one of those. Or I could hike along the rim trail. A little ways up from Skeleton Point, looking down on the Tonto Trail again, and out across the canyon. Well, now it's been 2 hours since I started up the Kaibab Trail, and I've climbed 2,700 feet, I believe, according to my altimeter. And so the elevation here is 5,700 feet, and I believe, wait, sorry, so that means I've climbed 1,700 feet, not 2,000, because it was 4,000 feet down at the start of the Kaibab, or the intersection of the Tonto Trail and the Kaibab Trail. And I've been making slow progress because I've been meeting a lot of interesting people on the trail and stopping to talk with them, and which is nice. Then I don't tire myself too much because I take more breaks. But anyway, so the elevation here is 5,700 feet. I think the rim is 7,200 or so. So that means I got another 1,500 feet of elevation to go. And I really don't know how many miles. We'll see. I'll get there sooner or later. Well, it's been another hour. I am 8 hours into my hike today, and I am almost to Ooh-Ah Point, that point there that has a incredible view. And people say ooh-ah when they see it. And from that point, it's only 9/10 of a mile to the top. I'm going slowly because I've been stopping and talking with lots of interesting people, and one of them had a map and I was able to see on it. There they showed me it was 9/10 from that point. You might wonder, I obviously use the All Trails app, so it's got all these nice maps on it. How come I don't know how far to go? And All Trails is not very good with distances. It's good with directions, but it always mismeasures the distance in my experience. And also, once I've started an activity on All Trails and started recording it, I'm never able to figure out a way to then see how, to like look at the map. If I try to look at the map and move it around and stuff, or I end up having to pause or stop my activity and then don't end up with a complete recording. So I've just given up trying to use All Trails in that way. Maybe there's a feature on it where I can have it show distance to the end. You would think that it would, but I haven't figured out how to do that. So I just rely on estimate of, well, I guess my philosophy is I'll get there when I get there, and it'll be however far it is. All right. It's been another half hour up the trail, and I was leapfrogging this string of mules for a while, but finally I had to stop to refill my water bottle, and they've gotten far ahead of me. And the top is just up there with those ravens. And so I guess I've got, well, it can only be half a mile at this point, probably less than that, making my way up. And of course, the view is spectacular.
What time did we leave Cedar Ridge? 1:15.
Well, I finished my hike. It took me 9 hours, including many stops to talk with people and to rest. So that was really nice. It was an enjoyable hike. I don't even really feel that tired, probably because I did it very gently. And now I am at Yaki Point, which is the next point eastward. Yeah, next point to the east from the Kaibab Trailhead. And I'm here because I read on the National Park website that apparently there's a hawk and eagle migratory route that comes through here, and people come to this spot to watch the migrating hawks and eagles. I don't see any right now. I did see ravens as I was hiking up, but don't see any hawks and eagles. I do see a helicopter down there. And anyway, it says from September 12th through early November, are some biologists who come here to count the hawks, and they typically cite 8,000 hawks and eagles per year. So maybe if I get lucky, I can see a few, although I suppose it's late in the season. But anyway, it's a beautiful view. And it's, a couple hours before sunset. The view in this direction is very nice as well. This is looking towards the western direction, west and slightly north. That's the north rim over there. Well, I sat by the rim for about half an hour and took in the view and ate some very nice oatmeal cookies. Thanks, Mom. And I didn't see any hawks or eagles, but that's okay. I might come back tomorrow, maybe earlier in the day. Perhaps it's too cold for them right now, or maybe they've all already headed south to Central and South America. Anyway, it's been a good hike. Now I'm gonna walk back to the bus stop and catch the shuttle bus back towards the Grand Canyon Village and then to my hotel.